My name is James Harris, and I pastor at Trenches Community Church in Kalamazoo, Michigan. In partnership with Urban Alliance, Group Violence Intervention, and our community, we will be providing for you a documentary in 5 episodes concerning the pain our community is experiencing because of gun violence. Our goal is to change the narrative from taking the life of a person to cultivating the life of our brothers and sisters. CDC reports 45,000 people died from gun violence in 2020, a 15% increase from 2019. That's more than 125 people that die every day from gun violence. Gun violence has escalated to unprecedented heights around our world and right here in our own city. As of mid-October, the Kalamazoo Department of Public Safety reported 13 gun-related homicides and 62 non-fatal shootings in 2021. All of us are being impacted by gun violence, and our community wants to eradicate it because of the insurmountable pain that's being produced. One thing I'm noticing about the pain of gun violence is this: whether it's the victims or the perpetrators, pain on many occasions can birth purpose. What you are going to experience over the next several months is the voice of people who are experiencing this pain and have allowed that pain to birth an assignment. Hopefully, you will feel their pain and it will encourage you to help our city become a safer place to live. Remember this: hands are meant to heal and not to kill. Well, we have Lea Braxton in the house.
And is.
Yes, and is, right? Mother of Suniya Brooks.
Yes.
So, Lea, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So we know that this is difficult for you, but we really appreciate the courage and the bravery and your willingness to join us today. So I have a few questions that I want to ask you so that you can get your story out.
Okay.
So my first question is this: who is Suniya? And the reason why I say is because is makes her present, and that means to me that her life continues to live through you.
Okay. Who is Suniya? Well, okay, I had her March 15th, 2005. Her name is Suniya Avanti Brooks. She, first of all, is the definition of literal. And the reason I say that first is because I believe, I know now, that we really are born who we are. I was due on March 15th. I had her on March 15th. If I say, Suniya, give me that pillow off of the couch, but it's over there on the floor, she'll walk in there, come back, Suniya, where the pillow? I ain't seen no pillow. So if I go in there and I see that pillow, then I'm gonna come back in here and get you. I go in there, Suniya, come here. You don't see the pillow? Mom, you said it was on the couch. Like, she's one of those, like, you can't, you know what I mean? You have to, she's very courageous. She has no problem doing her own thing. Like, she's not a follower. If it's something that's not okay with her, she has no problem speaking up about anything. The kids didn't like playing games with her because she'll be like, first of all, you're cheating, so you didn't win. You're like, or you're not supposed to do that. Or like, and I used to be like, Suniya, like, games are supposed to be fun. You know what I mean? Like, you can't take everything. It's not, for her, it's black, it's white, there is no gray, you know. She's a singer. She has a very, very beautiful voice. She's very creative. She likes to color and write and, those type of things, which she gets from me. She's very smart. She's very smart and competitive. if Donasia come home and Donasia got A's, Suniya ain't come home with nothing but A's because you will not have better grades than me. They're competitive with each other though. Like, Donasia started working, so Suniya like, I gotta get a job. Like, she wanted to start working at 2. I gotta get a job. I gotta get a job now. So she went and got her a job. Now her job was paying more than Donasia's. So then now Donasia like, ain't no way my little sister going. So she went and muscled her job to pay her more money because her little sister. But I love the competition because they always competed to be better.
Wow.
Not competed like, you know, I'm cuter than you, or it was never that type of competition. It was always a iron sharpen iron type of thing. So I never was really mad at that. But she's very competitive. She does not like to lose. And she's family oriented. She loves her family. And she's outgoing.
Outgoing. Let me probe a little bit there. All right. Because having conversations with you and your family, I think people need to know what she pioneered at Gold Lake High School.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so obviously she's Black, but she's dark-skinned. And she goes to a pretty much predominantly white school where she was witnessing, you know, racism, and she would come home just angry, like, well, Mom, this nigga, her biggest thing, she always said, it's not fair, it's not fair, it's not fair. And I always say, listen, life is not fair. I'm not saying that it's okay that it happened, but you can't, you know, really live expecting everything to be fair. I guess that's what I thought, because I had her messed up. So she said, well, I need to raise some awareness about this. Like, it's a problem. So she started going to the teachers and stuff. And they, you know, of course, some people kind of took to her. Some people kind of dismissed her. So she started getting signatures from kids and stuff. At this point, okay, y'all can dismiss me only so much, you know. So she went about it that route and made them have an assembly on racism.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah, she's not for no games. If something in her mind is not right, she's gonna speak up by any means necessary. And when you try to hush her, that's when she really get to going like, oh, okay, got you, don't worry about it. So yeah, she's definitely one of those types. She's
Very
just for the right thing.
Yeah, just very brave.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, what happened to Suniya?
What happened to Suniya? On July 25th, 2021, regular day, she went to work. She got off work at 10 o'clock. She was working at McDonald's. She got off work at 10 o'clock. She went to my mom's house. One of her friends that lives out there in the complex actually works at McDonald's too, so they would go back and forth like with the rides, you know what I mean? It'd either be somebody from our side or the little girl mom would take them, or, you know, so they kind of rolled together, whatever. So she rolled back with the little girl home. And from the conversation I had with the kids and stuff, she came in and she had brought all the kids food and drinks. Suniya felt like, for whatever reason, she wasn't supposed to pay for drinks. Like, you come pick her up, she was like, you want some drink? It's like, Suniya, you have to pay for those. No, we don't. They see me. Like, okay. So she brought all the kids food and drinks and changed into her pajamas. And my niece stays kitty corner to where my mom was living. And which she's 12, 13. So she ended up going over to my niece's house. My son said he tried to stop her, and that's what it be too, you know, just reflecting. Of course, he feel bad. He like, I told her not to go, you know, over there. And I guess he ran over there and tried to get her out the house, and they didn't answer the door for him or whatever. So he went back to my mom's house. So anyway, hours later, they ended up going, it's they call it this up front or something is what they call it. It's a spot where the kids meet up basically and hang out. And she went over there, which first of all, she knows she shouldn't have even been outside. We're gonna start there. Cause she's 16 and like, it was no reason for her to be. If she was at my house, ain't no way she would have been outside past 9 o'clock. But whatever. Teenagers do stuff. Ain't got nothing to do with it. But anyway, so they went up front, and then they were all out there kicking it or whatever, doing who knows what. They teenagers, so. But they was on their way back across the street to the complex, and a car came and was shooting out the car. Like, they shot a whole bunch of shots. That car doubled back, shot up the area again. In the midst of one of those, the first or the second, who knows, she got shot. And she died. Pretty much instantly.
We've gotten a lot of responses from episode 1, Open Your Eyes, and now I'm looking forward to episode 2, Getting Your or Our Kids. These expressions of experiencing personal pain and the pain we all experience indirectly because of gun violence should be igniting either purpose or even questions. Please email us at urbanalliancekalamazoo.org. If you have ideas on what we need to do to open our eyes or what we need to open our eyes to, that will help us be more effective at making our community a safer place. Also, let us know, what does getting our kids look like to you? We want to thank you so much for participating in creating awareness and also giving us ideas to assist us in eradicating gun violence in the city of Kalamazoo. So how has that affected you and your family?
Man, in more ways than one, that's for sure. My biggest battle is my kids. Like, cause that's all they know. You know what I mean? Like, I've been doing this. My daughter 18. Single parent. They all got the same dad, but we weren't together. So, but like, my kids have never been away from me for a full week. So they would have their own room, own bed. They still slept together, argue and fight. Go in there and look. They're in the bed, knocked out right by each other, like it didn't happen. They didn't physically fight because they weren't allowed to. I didn't allow that in my house. You don't put your hands on nobody, not up in here. You want to fight somebody in the streets. You know what I mean? You don't fight each other. You fight with each other. That's what I told them. But that's my biggest battle. My son, 12. He felt like if he could have stopped her, which in reality, you couldn't have stopped her. You her little brother. We all know you ain't stopping no Suniya. Suniya want to do something, Suniya gonna do it. Mentally, oh my God, I don't know. It's like you're stuck. It's like I kept telling everybody, especially when it first happened, I felt like I was in Groundhog Day. You ever seen that movie?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a movie where this guy literally relives the same day every day. Like, you wake up and you know what I mean? You went to sleep, you wake up, but then after a while you realize, like, I swear this just happened yesterday, It's kind of like that. Like, every day I wake up, it's like the same day over again. It's like July 25th for me still. I got that phone call at 5:26 in the morning. My phone rang. My phone was blowing up. I was asleep because I had to work. And, like, everybody do that. Like, when something happened, you feel bad. I feel bad. I was in the bed asleep. You know what I mean? And my phone was blowing up. And I'm like, okay, whatever. But then I looked at it, and I seen a couple of them was my mom. So I'm like, wait a minute, my mom gonna call me. So then I got another call. It was an unfamiliar number, but now I'm woke. So now I answer the phone. I'm like, hello? TT, Suniya dead. And I looked at the phone like, what? And I just hung it up. Like, wait. So I called my mama, and she couldn't even talk. So I knew it was true. So she's messed up, kind of. You know what I mean? Like, she had to identify her body. So I see her jumbled just all over the place. It's like you struggle just to be, like I said, okay or normal. Like, you know, whereas normally you can get up, go to work, get off work, make you something to eat. Whatever you choose to do today, just do it. Now you have to be like, okay, get up. Okay, go cook. All right, go to work. Y'all gotta go to school. You know what I mean? It's like, but you feel bad for everything you're doing. I literally feel bad for
right.
breathing, you know? My kids, my daughter, this is her senior year, she don't want to graduate. She started with 7 credits. She started her school year with 7 credits to go. That within itself is just like, girl, you know, like I was like, girl, you doing stuff. I can't say I did that. You know what I mean? Like, that's impressive. 7, that's 1 semester. Instead of doing a whole year, you got 1 semester. She feels if she finishes high school, it's like a slap in Suniya's face. Like the senior pictures, it was so hard to get her to just take the pictures because in her mind, she moving on and leaving her sister behind. My son don't really vocalize a lot. He does things like he asks for her foods, like, you know, her favorite foods. That's when I know that he feels away. Or he get like angry over little small stuff. You know what I mean? But really, it's because he don't know where to place his anger. And then, unfortunately for him, you know, he's a boy. He feel like he gotta, you know, be protective. Like if he the other day, he had cleaned up his room because he wanted Danasia to play, watch Lion King with him. That's one of their movies. And told her, my baby sister, she started crying. He's like, we can do it another day. He like one of those. Instead of indulging, he feel the need to protect. Like, oh, it's okay, you know. So it's just it's affected a lot.
So a lot of resentment, anger, maybe question why, and
hatred. A lot of those confusion. Mostly anger. Because it was undeserving, you know. Not that nobody really deserves that, but innocent 16-year-old don't. And then it's sad because it's like she snuck out, you know. I feel bad because like I felt like I sheltered them too much, you know. Like I never stayed in the hood and none of that. I always stayed way out somewhere. Like I said, they go to school way in Richland, you know. I've always been serious about that, not to keep them like away, but just to keep, you know. I feel like I don't want to dangle you around danger and then hope that don't happen. But then it's like it kind of backfired a little bit because it makes you curious about, you know, what is out there. You know what I mean? So a teenager being a teenager, wrong place, wrong time. It has turned everything for me upside down.
What's up, y'all? I'm Yafencio Harris, co-founder of Peace During War, also a connections coordinator for Urban Alliance, also an outreach worker for GVI, Gun Violence Intervention. From my perspective, get your kids mean, you know, get your seeds in order, man. You know, our kids are our future business leaders of this country, of this city, of the state that they reside in, wherever they may grow up and, you know, venture off to. A lot of what they gain as far as survival skills and, you know, education gonna come from the home. Gonna come from us as parents being the best directors we could be, directing them in the right way, and keeping them in that lane. Not only keeping them in that lane, stabilizing them, but kind of explaining to them and letting them know throughout conversations and the way we live on why this is important for them, why this is a worth for them to want to gain. Getting your kids in order starts right in the household. You know, my mom, she had trouble with me. I was a troubled child, but my mom always prayed for me. She always stayed patient for me. And I didn't have a dad in the household, not because he just wasn't around. He died when I was 2. You know, so my mom, she had to tote the torch with grooming me and finessing me for this world on her own. And a lot of people said she couldn't do it. And I think that motivated her even more to let them know that I would give my all for my child, you know, and I think that's where I get it from when I give my last molecule of my body. When I say I sacrifice that for my child, I think that's what I mean when I say get your kids. It's okay for your child to not understand what you guiding them through. You know, people like, he's so defiant. I just don't know what to do with him. Well, he's an undeveloped mind. She's an undeveloped mind. Frederick Douglass said, it's better to raise strong children than repair broken men. Like he said a mouthful when he said that. Like we have to have patience with our seeds as we groom them and raise them into society. You got kids out here running around doing things they think is right. You know, they toting guns, they selling drugs, and I get it. You know, I did the same thing. The men in front of me, they groomed me to do that. I was too big to cry. You know, I was too big to smile too much. Oh, he a big goofy. You don't want to be no big goofy, B. Don't be smiling too much. Don't be doing this and that too much. Well, you know, those men, in their eyes, they was right. Who am I to say they wasn't? But I learned later in life that they taught me what they knew. They couldn't teach me how to buy a house. None of them own homes. You know, they couldn't teach me how, you know, to be successful in college. None of them went to school, you know, and no matter what it was that held them back or didn't give them the power to want to go that route, maybe that wasn't a choice. Maybe that's something they didn't want to do. But it's up to us to think about what we're doing for our family. It's up to us to think about, it's up to our youth to think about why your mom grooming you the way she is, why your father grooming you the way he is when they ask you to go a certain way. I know it don't seem like the popular thing to do, you know, have your stuff together. You know, when you go outside, everybody that's dressed nice or, you know, deep and everybody loving on them are the people that's doing the wrong things. So who don't want to be on the winning team? If I'm going to the parties and everything and my mom dating this man, he ain't had a damn job, but he got the big rings on, the gold chains, and you know, the fancy cars. We did the same thing. Those were our idols, those drug dealers, we couldn't wait to be them guys, you know what I'm saying? So we get it, you know what I'm saying? But now we got access to so much different stuff. Sometimes we holding a tool in our hands, such as our phone, that has so much going for us and we don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? But we pick up on a lot of negative things because the negative things look like that's what's popping. So for that aspect of things, try not to fit into the crowd. Those people are only doing what they know how to do. It's more to life than just what you see. And how you perceive things can be deceiving. You never know what somebody's sacrificing for a look. You know what I'm saying? You never know what somebody's sacrificing mentally or internally for some clout. You know what I'm saying? So we have to watch how we carry ourselves and how we indulge in things. And that's one thing why I meant by get your kids.
Dear Shooter, this is my new reality because of you. Every day I wake up, I realize all over again my baby has been taken away from me. She was only 16 and had a bright future ahead of her. I have to console her siblings and convince them to just be okay. This is something I struggle with myself, to be honest. My baby was innocent and undeserving of her unnecessary murder. She died because you feel the option of someone else's life is up to you. I would say I'm at a loss for words, but that would be a lie. Honestly, I don't have any good words when it comes to you. However, I am wise enough to know that nobody wants to listen to or identify with the person who's bashing them. Therefore, to take that route would be pointless. I am curious. What makes you think that your life is more valuable than anyone else's? What if that was your child or your mother? I know most people are protective of both. You can't begin to imagine the pain that you've inflicted upon me and my family, or what you've robbed Suniya of. I must deal with never seeing my baby again, hearing her voice, seeing that beautiful smile, getting or giving her love. I have to go on with life like it's normal and just accept that fact. This is one of the toughest battles I've dealt with in my 36 years of living. And meanwhile, you just keep living your life. You are very uncaring and careless when it comes to the value of life, and it's sad. You must know if you live by the gun 9 times out of 10, you might die by one. Or worse, someone close to you pays for a decision you ultimately made. This is selfish on your behalf because your parents could lose you or you could bring danger to someone else. To be honest, you are the only one who should suffer consequences for your actions. You have chosen to play God with other people's lives. Taking a life goes deeper than one action. It affects so many lives, including people who love you the way I love my kids. Sincerely, a heartbroken mother.
We got chess club on Tuesday nights, 6:00 p.m. You know, we feed, we congregate, and you know, chess. I use chess because I like it, but I also like what it done for me, and I want to share that love. I want to share that fruitfulness with others. You know, with my young adults, it taught me how to critically think. You know, it taught me if I'm gonna make a decision, why am I making that decision? How is it benefiting me to get me to the next level? And when I get to the next level, why am I planting my feet here? What else am I preparing for? Is this it? Is this all I want? You know, no, life goes on. So you just want to keep building and building, and chess taught me that. So it's kind of like an introduction. It gets the conversation going. I get to finding out other things people need. They don't just need chess. They don't just need to know how to critically think. Some of them need food, shelter, you know, direction, and those things coming about from all the chess club.
So how do you think that we've gotten to this point in our community and shooting has become normalized? How do you think that we've gotten to this point?
Lack of parenting. Most parents now are either so busy trying to live their best life or, you know, lost in the sauce. Who knows? You know, I can't specifically say what people are doing in their homes, but what I can say is it's not a lot of parenting. If you look at these kids now and how we were back in the day, they don't have morals. They don't have respect. You see videos on the internet, they fight old people. Like, we just weren't raised like that, but we were raised. You know what I mean? Instead of just being in the house all day, you and little man, and you raising man, but ain't nobody raising you, and you know what I mean? Like, the videos. People allow their kids to sit there on the Facebook or the YouTube or you know, all day, every day, and that's all they talk about. Doing drugs, having guns, sliding, that's what they call it. You know what I mean? It's glorified. That's why it's normalized, because it's like, you cool if you do that. You know, I've actually had people tell me, hey, go back and get him. You'll get away with it.
Wow.
I can't make it up. In the process of that, I was offered cocaine, lean, perks, Xannies, you name it, I was offered it. Thank God I'm a strong-minded person, and like, I've always been afraid of all of that because I don't want to lose my mind. That's one of my best assets, you know what I mean? But that's also part of the problem. People is lost in the sauce, you know what I mean? It's like you so high, some people don't even remember doing the stuff that they did, you know what I mean? I believe that they don't have nobody really telling them what's right, what's wrong. I believe that they're missing something. I believe that all of this starts at home.
Yeah, and that's what we're trying to do here with these episodes, and getting people like you on, getting people, you know, from GVI on, and we're gonna have several other people on so that we can create some awareness and try to bring some light and shed some light on how to eradicate, you know, the violence that's happening in our community. And speaking of that, like, you said something that pierced my heart at your daughter's memorial service. You know, you said these 3 words, get your kids. But as we've talked, you know, that has evolved to get our kids. So tell me a little bit about, like, what does get our kids mean to you?
Grab them, love them, teach them something, be involved, be in tune. Like I said, I seen a Snapchat video, and it was 5 boys in the house, and 4 of them had guns. Each one of them had guns. One of the gun they was passing around. The youngest one was 12. I can't guarantee you a lot, but I can guarantee you my son is not in possession of a gun. I can guarantee you my son is not smoking weed because of me. Not because that it's not out there, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like parents are not involved enough in their day-to-day. You know what I mean? Ain't no privacy up in here. What you mean? What do you need privacy for? Now, I'm not all in your grill every day, all day, but let me see your phone. You know, what you watching? I mean, my thing is tapping in, paying attention. You know what I mean? At least being involved in your own kids day to day. Because how come it's 5 of them, so 4 out of 5 of them had guns. Y'all not aware of this? Do you hear that statistic?
So
and this is in one household.
So along with parents, you know, I think the key word in that statement that's evolving is our. So do you see this as not only, you know, the responsibility of parents, but the responsibility of a community of people coming together? You know, because just like you stated, and I grew up like kind of in a community, like, you know, if
you grew up with the village
if uncle whoop you, then the next door neighbor gonna whoop you, and then when you get home, your mama gonna whoop you.
That's the village they talked about. We lost the village.
So we've lost the village. So
village
we need the village back. Okay, we need.
It's just like if you went somewhere and you were disrespectful to an adult and you come home, you already know your mom gonna get on you. Like, we were taught to be respectful to your elders. That's not taught no more. Now it's like, you said something to my baby?
Right.
You know, like it was this bus driver. The kid got on there and was cutting up. And he was doing it, you know, for like days in a row. So the lady kicked the little boy off the bus. So what did the mama do? She came and fought the bus driver. That's what I mean by get your kids. Your son is out of control. When your son is wrong, he wrong. My mama has always taught me that right is right, wrong is wrong. When you're wrong, you're wrong. I'm not gonna make excuses because you're my child. I love you, but you're wrong. It starts there. Like, you coming to assault this lady, she's just doing her job.
Yeah.
You know, so it's that mentality right there. Just like with the person who murdered my daughter. Now the parents want to protect them. And I would never tell somebody not to protect their kid, but where was you at when your kid running around shooting up? Because it was a lot of kids out there. You know what I mean? It was a lot of kids out there. Now, when it comes to your door, that's when it becomes an issue. But it should be a problem before it hits your door.
So we just really have to do better, because, you know, even in the midst of this, the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, cause I feel like obligated to be a part of the change, not just sit back, you know, and watch things happening. So we do.
Or hope it happens.
Or hope, right. So we do need community, you know, to get involved. You know, so thank you so much, Lea. You know, you did an amazing job.
Thank you.
And thank you for sharing your heart and just helping us to make our community a safer place to live.
No problem. Thank you. Thank all of y'all, even though they're not here.
Once again, I'm Suniya Harris, co-founder of Peace During War, and my partner Michael Wilder, Connections Coordinator at Urban Alliance, Outreach Worker for GVI, Gun Violence Intervention. If you want to contact me at 269-993-1014. If you want to help out, you know, get involved. Even if you ain't never been in no trouble, I'm talking to my youth. If you ain't never been in no trouble, you want to get involved with yourself, come see me, man. Let me help connect you with jobs. You know, let me help connect you to better structure of thinking. We ain't got to be out here doing what these other people doing, man. We got our own lane. We make our own thing happen. To any parents, to any volunteers that want to know what's going on, I'm at 1009 Stockbridge. Come see me, ask for Suniya, AKA Big B. You know, let me know what you need. Let me know how I can help you. And if it's something you need, I can let you know how I can help you. And if I can't help you, better believe I got a list of resources to some people that'll be happy to open the door for you just as I would to make sure you get what you need.